You're listening to Mentoring Developers.
Now, you talked about a lot of your jobs. You have a job right now as a consultant for a consulting company. Before that, you worked for agencies, and you probably had several jobs in your career. Do you remember how you got your first job as either a designer or a software engineer?
That's a great question. Some of the earlier days, it was just people in my class knew that I did computers, and parent of another student in my class would tell their parent, and then their parent would come talk to me I guess I would say as a kid, because if someone was teenage or preteen age and was saying that they did websites, I'd probably consider them a kid. Looking back at it, it's kind of an ignorant statement, but I definitely got my first jobs was doing independent work from people in my class. And it was just kind of word of mouth. And then my buddy and I, who lives in California, just kind of had his own business that was going, and I just continued to do that. And then my first, I guess, at this time, I started my own business, and that went on. So it was just independent consulting and doing design and development. And I would even do digital art and sketches of people. So instead of like traditional watercolor oil painting, I would draw people, but do it in programs like Photoshop, because you could do some really wild stuff. But they were freehand drawings with the early day stylists that were more painful to use than not. So I would go back between my stylus and my actual mouse to do these drawings, and made a lot of art that way. But my first professional job, I really got hired out of high school and was at MI Homes, and someone that I knew worked there. And I was initially interviewing to be on the IT side, but then they knew I had a background in design, and they wanted me to really be the first person that was back then called a client-side developer, and be the person to communicate between design and technology, which was something new that they didn't have. So talked to them about the IT side, but actually got a job in the marketing side. And from there, that's kind of where everything kind of took off. I always became this weird in between technology and design.
Thank you so much for listening.
For show notes and transcripts, visit us at mentoringdevelopers.com.